So, Friedrich Merz, German Chancellor. German. Dear Keir, special thanks to you for being here today. You have done a lot for a very strong NATO and a united Europe. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to you on this occasion for the teamwork we have had. I also say this with a certain regret that you will be leaving office, but I am all the more grateful for the good cooperation we have had in recent months. As 5 major European countries, we are sending 5 messages today. First, we stand together for a NATO that is strong and united. Security in the Euro-Atlantic area, in the interest of all allies. Second, we want to renew the alliance. We are strengthening its European pillar. What we decided at the Hague summit a year ago, we are now implementing. We are increasing our defense spending to 3.5%. The German government aims to reach this level by 2029. France, the United Kingdom, Italy, and Poland are also investing heavily in their defense. This lays the foundation for a more balanced transatlantic partnership. Third, we are going down this path together. I say carefully, national solo efforts in our defense policy would be a wrong path. We want more collaboration, transatlantic and European. For us Germans, this is derived from our history, our geography, and our basic law. Our neighbors should feel more secure when Germany becomes stronger. That's why we want Germany anchor its armed forces and defense industry firmly within the alliance and in Europe. We have a deep vested interest in this. We also need teamwork to tackle the major challenges faced by our defense industry. Applies. This is true for air defense, for standoff weapons, for artificial intelligence, and other modern key systems. We push this joint work forward together wherever possible. Fourthly, we want to send a strong signal of support for Ukraine in Ankara. The federal government proposes that we, as European NATO allies, give Kiev a strong commitment for financing. The message to Russia is that Ukraine remains strong. Europe's support does not waver. Since the G7 summit in Evian, we can add that transatlantically, we are more united than we have been in a long time. We hope that Moscow draws conclusions from this. It is time to enter into peace talks. And finally, fifth, we welcome that the United States and Iran have agreed on a framework agreement. We support the follow-up negotiations in Bergenstock, Switzerland, which have now begun. We will do our part if the conditions are met. This message will also be conveyed from the summit in Ankara. Emmanuel Macron, President of France, French. The Chancellor perfectly summarized what will be the agenda in Ankara, which is one of the topics of the discussion we had today, before continuing to talk among ourselves about Ukraine and Iran. I want to say, fundamentally, that we are in a moment of reconvergence between the Europeans and the Americans. The sequence that began at the deviating G7, which continued at last week's European Council, must proceed with the NATO summit in Ankara, then the coalition of volunteers in support of Ukraine and the guarantees of security that we will convene on July 13th. Regarding Ukraine, I believe that what is very important and what has happened in recent days is a clarification of our common position. Emmanuel Macron, President of France, French. I would like to say that it is obviously a joy for me to meet all my colleagues today, but a particular joy to be alongside Prime Minister Keir Starmer. I believe he has done a lot over the past 2 years for not only strengthen the role of the United Kingdom in Europe and within NATO, but he has done so with a dignity, decency, and courage that have been very important to all of us, more than appreciated, and which, I believe very deeply, have also paved a path from which there will be no turning back, because he made strong decisions for his country. We have been fortunate to have him with us during these years, which are good strategic decisions for the United Kingdom, and I want to thank him for that. Thank you. Giorgia Meloni, Prime Minister of Italy. Italian. I also take this opportunity to thank Keir Starmer, Prime Minister Starmer, for the excellent cooperation we have had in recent months. for the excellent cooperation we have had between Italy and the United Kingdom and between Europe and the United Kingdom. So thank you. Again, Keir. After that, clearly the occasion gives us the opportunity. It has given us the opportunity to delve into the tools we have available to strengthen our common ability to respond to the complex challenges that history is presenting us with at a historical moment in which clearly the global security architecture is changing at an extreme speed. We all clearly start from the same awareness Europe must take on its own responsibilities in terms of defense and security, decisively advancing the path it has undertaken for a stronger European component of the Atlantic Alliance, in a way that is clearly complementary with the American pillar, by enhancing the excellence we possess and encouraging the creation of a robust European industrial base. So Donald Tusk, Polish Prime Minister, Polish. Dear friend, Keir, I just wanted to say one sentence. It was a great collaboration with you. Europe, Poland. I think that also the United Kingdom. We all felt safer thanks to your involvement. In many dimensions, we became united again. Thanks to your work, one could forget about Brexit for a moment. I will remember this for a very long time.
Thank you, Friedrich, and it's a real pleasure to be here with all of you, and thank you so much for your kind words. It's been my privilege to work with you on these really important issues, and I'm proud of the work that we've done over the last 2 years to rebuild our relationship with our allies in Europe and around the world, and proud that Britain is standing up once again for decency, respect and the rule of law. So this is a really important moment to ramp up the pressure on their economy with more sanctions and providing Ukraine with more military support. We are committed to driving this forward, and that this should be the first item on the agenda at the NATO summit in a couple of weeks' time. The second key issue at the summit must be building a more European NATO. We've been making this argument for some time, but now is the time at this summit to really push this argument forward. Our aim together should be to lead a decisive strengthening of European leadership and sovereign capabilities, working, of course, in full coordination with the United States. Because we know that is what it will take to keep our countries safe, deter those who would do us harm, and preserve the most successful military alliance in history. That is the big strategic challenge of the moment, in the face of a clear and growing threats that we face. And we are all playing our full part. The UK is ready to implement the largest sustained increase in defence funding since the Cold War. We've already taken steps last year to that end, and we'll take further steps.
Then like, share and subscribe to Mirror Now.